I'm Christine Abela from Oxygenate Consulting. I'm a business consultant with a strong tech background, helping small business owners move from chaos to calm and take their business to the next level. In this podcast, I share practical ideas and simple systems to make your business easier to run, more profitable, and more enjoyable to own. Some of the content is created with the help of AI tools, but the voice you're hearing right now is mine, and everything is grounded in real-world experience. If you'd like to learn more, get in touch, or download free notes and resources, head over to gobeyondbusy.com.
Welcome to the deep dive. Let's get straight to it. If you're steering a small business, maybe doing between, say, 1 and 10 million a year, you know, that tightrope walk, trying to scale up without your days becoming just, well, a total whirlwind. We've all been there, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's a great place to be growth-wise, but yeah, it's definitely a pressure cooker. You've got traction, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
But now you need systems that can actually handle that growth without, piling on unnecessary complexity.
Exactly. Yeah, complexity creep is real. So we've been digging through a really great set of resources today. It's all sparked by the Go Beyond Busy podcast and the insights of Christine Abela. She's a business consultant who really gets tech, like inside and out, but crucially speaks in plain English. We appreciate that. Think smart growth moves, but explained without all the techie mumbo jumbo.
Well, what's really interesting about her approach, and it comes through in the materials we looked at, is this idea that technology, it should serve your business goals, not the other way around.
Right.
It's about finding smart, streamlined solutions that genuinely make your life easier as a business owner.
So our mission today really is simple. Pull out the most useful, the most down-to-earth advice for you, the busy business owner, helping you grow smarter, not just harder. Let's kick things off by talking about building thriving communities around your business.
Yeah, this is such a fascinating area.
Yeah.
Because it's about creating something, well, bigger than just your product or service, isn't it? It's fostering that sense of belonging, a shared purpose among your customers. Imagine, like, your customers actually supporting each other, sharing tips, feeling a real connection, not just to you, but to each other through your brand. That's incredibly powerful for long-term sustainable growth.
Okay, let's unpack this a bit. We looked at a checklist, actually. And it starts with defining a clear purpose. Now, this isn't just your standard mission statement, is it? It feels more specific about the community itself.
Exactly. It's the why. Why does this community exist? What's the core reason, and how does that connect with what your customers actually care about, their needs, their values?
So less about the company, more about the members.
Precisely. Think about it like this. What's the shared passion, or maybe the shared problem, that brings your ideal customers together? If you can tap into that with a clear community purpose, you'll attract people who are genuinely invested. They want to be part of it.
Right. Like you mentioned an outdoor gear company. Their community could be about loving nature, conservation, that kind of thing.
Perfect example. It aligns the brand with the customer's deeper values. Okay, next on that checklist was a governance framework. Sounds a bit formal. Maybe intimidating for a small business.
Yeah, a bit corporate speak.
It can sound that way, but it doesn't have to be. It's essentially just the basic rules of the road, the guidelines for your community space. Think of it as just creating a welcoming, productive environment. Doesn't need to be pages long, just clear expectations for how members interact. Maybe a light touch for keeping discussions, on track.
So it stops things going sideways later on.
Exactly. It helps maintain a positive atmosphere as you grow, prevents misunderstandings or conflicts from derailing things.
Okay. Then comes choosing the right tech platform.
Oh boy, this feels like it could be a real minefield. What should a business owner be thinking about here?
Yeah, it can be tricky. The key really is finding something that fits your needs now, but also has room to grow. Scalability matters, but maybe even more important, it has to be easy for your customers to use, like really easy, regardless of how tech savvy they are.
Right, because if it's clunky,
engagement just dies instantly. So think about where your customers already are online. Is there a platform that feels like a natural fit? Don't force them onto something completely alien. The checklist also mentioned designing participation levels. Is that about, like, getting people more involved, turning lurkers into posters?
Yeah, basically, it's about creating different ways people can engage. Maybe some just read, others comment. Some might even want to lead discussions or help welcome new people. It gives people a sense of progression, encourages deeper involvement over time. Not everyone wants to jump in at the deep end immediately.
Makes sense. And you've got to show some appreciation, right? A recognition system for contributions. How does that actually work? Is it badges? Discounts?
It can be lots of things. Sometimes it's as simple as highlighting a really helpful comment or featuring an active member in a newsletter. Or, yeah, maybe small perks, early access to new products or information. The goal is just making people feel seen and appreciated. It encourages them to keep adding value.
Right. Keep the good stuff coming. Now, to keep the energy up, a content calendar was suggested. Ugh, that sounds like another thing to add to the never-ending to-do list. Is it really crucial?
Look, consistency is probably the most important thing for keeping a community engaged long term. A basic content calendar, even just a simple one, ensures there's always something new happening. A discussion prompt, maybe a Q&A, a relevant article. It keeps people coming back. It doesn't have to be complex.
Okay, consistency. And it's not just you pushing out info, right? The checklist stressed a balanced content mix, educational, fun, user stuff behind the scenes. That sounds like a lot to juggle.
It can seem like it, but the beauty, especially of user-generated content, is that your community members start doing some of the work for you. When they share their experiences or tips, it saves you time. Plus, it builds incredible authenticity. People trust their peers, you know?
That's true. Peer recommendations are powerful. Feedback loops are also on the list, regularly checking in. How do you do that without getting, I don't know, swamped by opinions?
Keep it simple. Quick polls, short surveys, or honestly, just paying attention to the conversations happening. What are people talking about? What questions keep coming up? And the key is acting on that feedback, even in small ways. Shows you're listening.
And that first impression matters, a welcoming onboarding process for new folks.
Oh, absolutely critical. A quick welcome message, maybe point them to the guidelines, show them how to get involved.
Yeah.
And it makes a huge difference in whether someone sticks around or just drifts away.
Right. Okay. Finally, for communities.
Yeah.
Defining success metrics. Tracking the impact. This isn't just a nice-to-have social club, is it? It needs to link back to the business.
Exactly. You want to see how these community efforts are actually moving the needle. Is it impacting customer loyalty? Are support costs going down because members help each other? Are they becoming advocates? Tracking metrics helps you justify the effort and understand the real ROI of building that community.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Let's switch gears a bit. Let's talk about something that really underpins so much of this. Leveraging your customer data. We looked at a Customer Data Foundation blueprint guide. And, well, it feels like this is an area where a lot of businesses could probably be doing better.
Oh, absolutely. It's almost non-negotiable today, isn't it? Understanding your customer data. It's essential for creating those personalized experiences that keep people coming back. Think of it as, truly getting to know your customers on a much deeper level than just transactions.
The blueprint kicks off with a data audit. Basically figuring out where all your customer info actually lives. Because for most of us, it's kind of scattered everywhere, isn't it? Emails, CRM, sales platforms, website analytics.
It usually is. A data audit is like taking inventory. Where are all those customer touch points? What information are you collecting at each one? How often? Who owns it? Just knowing where your data is becomes the first crucial step to actually using it effectively.
And then you have to look at the quality, right? Is it accurate? Is it up to date? Duplicates. We've all gotten those emails addressed to like the wrong name or based on old info.
And poor data quality. It leads to wasted marketing spend, ineffective outreach, and honestly just frustrated customers. So investing a bit of effort in keeping your data clean and accurate, it's fundamental.
Mapping how that data flows or doesn't flow between your systems seems really important too for spotting those gaps.
Definitely. Understanding that journey your customer data takes within your business helps you see where information might be getting lost or duplicated, or where systems just aren't talking to each other properly.
Okay, so you know where it is, you know if it's clean, you know how it moves. Next, the guide talks about defining what data actually matters. You know, the critical stuff. Demographics, behavior on your site, purchase history. It's about being strategic, not just collecting everything.
Precisely. It's not about hoarding data. It's about focusing on the data points that will give you the most valuable insights into your customers' needs, their preferences, their likely next steps, what helps you serve them better.
And then setting standards for that data, making sure it's consistent, timely, accurate across the board.
Yeah, those standards ensure that the data you're using for decisions, for personalization, for everything
Hmm.
is actually reliable and relevant. Garbage in, garbage out, right?
Right. Now, this is where the tech side seems to ramp up a bit. The guide mentions things like customer data platforms, CDPs, data warehouses, integration layers, analytics tools. For a small business owner, this can sound, frankly, pretty overwhelming.
It absolutely can. And this is actually a perfect example of where bringing in some outside expertise can be incredibly helpful. Someone like Christine Abela, who understands both the business and the tech side, they can help you navigate this landscape.
How so?
Well, they can help you figure out, okay, what tools actually make sense for your specific needs and budget. Do you need a full CDP right now? Or maybe something simpler? How do you get your existing systems to talk to each other? They bridge that gap, translate the tech speak, and help you implement solutions that work without you needing to become a data engineer yourself.
That makes total sense. Avoiding getting bogged down in the technical weeds and focusing on the insights instead.
Exactly. The guide also touches on data governance. Basically, who's in charge of the data, who gets access, and critically, making sure you're respecting privacy.
Yeah, privacy is huge.
Non-negotiable.
Yeah.
As you collect more customer data, having clear policies around access, usage, and security becomes absolutely essential, both for compliance and just for building and maintaining trust with your customers.
Okay, data foundation is key. Got it. Our last big topic today is customer retention. The resources we looked at, like the Keep Them Coming Back ebook and some email course materials, really hammer home this point. Keeping your existing customers happy is often way more profitable than constantly chasing new ones.
It's one of those fundamental truths of business, isn't it? Loyal customers tend to spend more over time. They're often more profitable per transaction. They're more likely to try your new offerings.
Can they refer people?
And they become your best advocates.
Yeah.
Even a small uptick, like a 5% increase in your retention rate, can dramatically boost your profits. The numbers are pretty compelling.
And there's a whole psychology behind why people stay loyal, isn't there? The sources mention things like cognitive ease. It's just easier to stick with what you know.
Right. Less mental effort.
And seeing the brand as part of their identity, not wanting to lose the perks or status they've built up, loss aversion, and just plain old trust.
Understanding those underlying psychological drivers, it allows you to build much deeper connections with your customers, connections that go beyond just the transaction.
So how do you build retention? The sources emphasize having good systems in place. Using that data we talked about for decision-making, mapping out the customer journey, personalizing their experience at scale, getting their feedback consistently, and being proactive in your communication. It all seems really interconnected.
It absolutely is. It's a holistic approach. Every single interaction a customer has with your business, from website visit to purchase to support call, contributes to their overall experience. And that experience influences whether they'll stick around or start looking elsewhere.
Turning those one-time buyers into lifelong fans, that seems to be the holy grail. And loyalty programs are obviously a big part of that discussion. But it's not just about generic discounts anymore, is it?
No, definitely not. The most effective loyalty programs today offer real, tangible value that truly resonates with your specific target audience. They need to be easy to understand and use.
No complicated point systems nobody understands.
Right. The rewards need to feel attainable, not impossible. The program should work seamlessly across different channels online, in-store if you have one, mobile, and critically, they should be personalized based on that customer data we keep coming back to.
Making customers feel valued seems like the core thread here. And that's where using your data for personalization really shines, doesn't it? Tailoring their website experience, the emails they get, maybe even the offers they see. It's about making them feel like you actually get them as an individual.
Exactly. When personalization is done well, when it's relevant and helpful, not creepy, it shows your customers you understand their needs and preferences. It strengthens that emotional connection to your brand significantly.
And I was really struck by the idea of reaching out to solve problems before they even become big issues. That proactive customer service, that sounds like a potential game changer for retention.
It really can be. Instead of just reacting when a customer complains, you're anticipating potential pain points based on their behavior or feedback, and you're addressing them proactively. Imagine getting an email saying, "Hey, we noticed you might be having trouble with X, here's how to fix it," before you even had to ask. That builds incredible goodwill and loyalty.
So how do you do that? The resources talk about using your data again to predict when a customer might be at risk of churning, maybe by looking at their usage patterns dropping off or lower engagement. That sounds pretty sophisticated for a small business.
It can sound that way, but again, this is where having that solid data foundation and the right tools comes in. Even relatively simple tools can help you spot warning signs. You can set up alerts based on certain triggers. Maybe someone hasn't logged in for 30 days or their usage of a key feature has plummeted. That signals it's time to reach out, maybe with a helpful tip, an offer, or just to check in.
But it's not just about the tech alerts, is it? The sources stress the human element too. That proactive outreach still needs a human touch, right? Empathy.
Oh, absolutely essential. The data can give you the what and the when, but the how you reach out needs emotional intelligence. Even with the best data insights, a genuine, empathetic human interaction is often the key to turning a potentially negative situation around and keeping that customer long-term. Technology enables, but people connect.
Building stronger connections also seems to involve engaging across different channels, not just email, maybe social, maybe community forums, and creating interesting content. Educational stuff, maybe some entertainment behind the scenes. Building a whole ecosystem.
Right. It's about creating an environment where your customers feel connected to your brand in multiple ways, offering value beyond just the core product or service. It's not just about selling, it's about relationship building.
And that loops right back to where we started, with community building, fostering that sense of belonging and shared purpose.
Exactly. A strong community fosters loyalty almost organically. When customers feel connected to each other and to your brand's mission, they have way more reasons to stick around.
Okay, so launching a loyalty program. The guides made it clear there are a lot of moving parts to get right for it to be successful.
Yeah, it's not something to rush into. You need a clear value proposition. Why should customers join? Measurable objectives. A well-designed reward structure that makes sense financially. The technical infrastructure needs to be robust.
Seamless member experience.
Yep. Strong operational support behind the scenes. And then ongoing monitoring and optimization based on performance. It requires careful planning.
And preventing churn overall isn't like a one-off campaign. It sounds like an ongoing process. Monitoring data, having those warning triggers, having actual plans, playbooks for how to respond.
Defining who does what on the team.
Right. And constantly measuring if it's working and tweaking it. Continuous improvement.
That's it exactly. Customer retention isn't a set it and forget it's thing. It requires constant attention, a willingness to listen to your data and your customers, and adapting your strategies accordingly.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
It really highlights how all these pieces, community, data, retention strategies, personalization, proactive service, are so tightly interwoven. And you can see how for small business owners who are already wearing like a million hats trying to figure all this out and implement it effectively, it can be a real challenge.
Definitely.
And that, I think, is precisely where having the right kind of support comes in. Someone like Christine Abela, you mentioned her, with that blend of tech smarts and practical business sense. That seems incredibly valuable here.
Absolutely. Her ability and the ability of consultants like her to bridge that gap between potentially complex technology and the day-to-day realities of running a business is a huge asset. They can help you cut through the noise, identify the right tools and strategies for you, and crucially, explain it without overwhelming you with technical jargon.
Yeah, they can help you actually choose and implement the right tech, whether it's for community building or getting that customer data platform set up properly.
Help set up the systems to collect and understand your data.
Integrate things so you get that single view of the customer.
Leverage automation tools smartly to scale your retention efforts without losing the personal touch.
And help you set up the right metrics and dashboards to actually track progress and see the ROI on all these initiatives. It's like having an expert guide in your corner who gets both the big strategic picture and the crucial implementation details.
Exactly. And someone who provides that guidance in a way that's clear, actionable, and really tailored to the specific constraints and opportunities of a small, growing business.
Okay, so let's try and distill this. Drawing inspiration from Christine's Go Beyond Busy approach and the resources we've discussed, what are some really practical takeaways for our listeners? First, it seems like you have to start with deeply understanding your customer, their journey, their needs, their pain points.
Absolutely fundamental. Knowing your customer is the bedrock. Everything else flows from that.
Second, prioritize building that strong, clean, accessible customer data foundation. It fuels almost everything else we talked about. Personalization, proactive service, smart retention.
Totally agree. Without good data, you're essentially flying blind, making guesses instead of informed decisions.
Third, focus on creating genuine value through your loyalty programs and community initiatives. It has to be more than just superficial rewards or points.
Yeah, it's about building real relationships, fostering that sense of connection and belonging, not just driving the next transaction.
Fourth, remember the balance. Technology is a powerful tool, an enabler, but it shouldn't replace the human connection entirely. That personal touch is still crucial.
Especially in proactive service and community building, yeah. Automation scales, but empathy connects.
And finally, maybe the most practical advice: don't try to boil the ocean. Don't try to implement everything we discussed all at once. Pick one or two key areas where you think you can make the biggest impact first and build momentum from there.
Such good advice. Sustainable progress comes from focused effort. Start small, learn, iterate, and then expand.
So wrapping up, focusing on keeping your customers happy and engaged long-term, building those strong connections through things like community, and really getting smart about understanding and utilizing your customer data. These seem absolutely essential for growth and simplification, and for expert guidance navigating all these interconnected pieces, especially the tech side. Working with a savvy business consultant, someone like Christine Abela, can be a real game changer.
Her practical, non-technical style, combined with deep tech knowledge, is exactly what many businesses in this phase need. She can help you implement effective strategies and achieve your goals with, frankly, a lot less stress.
Definitely check out her work. You can find a ton of helpful resources, show notes from her podcast, free downloads related to these topics, and even get in touch with Christine directly for advice. Just visit gobeyondbusy.com. It's really a fantastic resource if you're a small business owner looking for smart ways to grow and simplify.
Highly recommend taking a look.
Okay, now for a final thought for you to chew on as we finish up today. Thinking about your own business, which single aspect of how you connect with your customers, or maybe how you use your customer data, could potentially have the biggest positive impact in the next 6 months? Just one thing. And what's one small, concrete first step you could take, maybe even today or tomorrow, to start exploring that further? Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.
Thanks for listening to Go Beyond Busy. If something in today's episode struck a chord, or you'd like support to get your business to the next level, head over to gobeyondbusy.com. You'll find more resources there and an easy way to get in touch. I'm your host, Christine Abela from Oxygenate Consulting, helping you to fall in love with your business all over again. Thanks for joining me.